I'm in Shenandoah National Park. This is Smith Roach Gap, mile marker 65. The elevation here is 2625. There's my little red car. And there's Skyline Drive out there. There's a little parking area here for half dozen cars or so. And I am going to hike this old fire road down the side of the mountain to the park boundary. It's not that long, a couple miles, but it's one of the few that I haven't hiked yet, so here we go. Eight-tenths of a mile into my hike, I'm up to 2850. Here's where I came from. This fire road's a little different than most of them in that this one actually increases in elevation for a while before it starts to decrease. So I've been actually climbing the mountain so far. There's where I came from, and you'll get to a fork in the road with a concrete post there. If you take the left fork, that takes you up to the Hightop shelter, which is located along the Appalachian Trail. And we're going to continue on this way, not that much further until we get to the park boundary. .1 miles into my hike. I've been descending a little bit. I'm down to 2820. And this is the park boundary. There's a, you can see one on the left there is one of the yellow posts that holds a chain. There's a chain there and some big rocks sitting there. And then this big tree blew over sometime recently, and nobody's bothered to clear it. But based on those big rocks being there, I'd say they don't use this road for vehicular traffic anyhow to get into the park. On the left there's a concrete post. It's got markings on it. They all point towards Skyline Drive and the Appalachian Trail and so forth. Here's where I came from, and there's a turnaround here. For, I guess, for service vehicles, if they come up here to do something, they can turn around here and not have to back down the road to get out. And then over here on this side, let me take you over here real quick. It looks like people drive all the way up here, and I'm not going to bother walking down there, but it looks like you could almost pull over to the side back there and maybe park a vehicle or two and hike in from there. So that's outside the park. Here's a big blowdown, and here's inside the park. So kind of a short hike, but I wanted to see what this road was like. It's kind of interesting. It's blazed yellow, which means that it's intended for hikers and also horses, but I'm not so sure with this tree blown down here and all that. I'm not so sure you can get a horse in here. Maybe you could. In any event, it'd be kind of hard to turn a trailer around over here. So you'd probably have to park at the bottom of the mountain and just ride up. So I'm going to turn around and head back towards my car. Okay, curiosity got the best of me. I'm outside the park now. Over there where that big blown down tree is, that's where the chain is across the road. This is outside the park. I just wanted to show you this. If you come up from the bottom of the mountain, you'll come up on that road right there. And there is this spot here where you can park and maybe even turn around a horse trailer if it's not a big one. You can at least park here. You could probably get 2 or 3 cars there, and that would be a good spot to turn around. And then you would just walk up here to this blown down tree and go into the park right there. .1 miles into my hike. I'm almost back to my car. You can see it down there. There's the Fireroad with the chain across it. And I just wanted to point out, this is how close the Appalachian Trail is right here. There's the AT. And that way is headed up to the north towards Hightop Shelter. There's the Fireroad I just came back on. And the AT crosses this Fireroad, and it continues on down that way, and then it crosses Skyline Drive over there and keeps on going. So if you're looking for a way to get on the Appalachian Trail, this parking lot here is pretty convenient. This is Sandy Bottom overlook. You can't really see Sandy Bottom down there because of the trees. They need to come up here and cut down some of these trees. If I was king, that's what I'd do. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Smith Roach Gap, 1997, and I hiked the Smith Roach Gap Fireroad, partially down the east side of the mountain. This red line is Skyline Drive coming down from the north. There's mile marker 68, and mile marker 69 is here, so it's about 68 and a half. Right here at Smith Roach Gap, there's a sign, and there's a parking lot over here on the east side where you can park your car. And then when you get out of the lot, if you just look to the east, you'll see the chained off Fireroad. So you just get on the Fireroad, and I just followed it down to here, which is the other gate at the edge of the park. Now this is still pretty high up on the mountain. This is still up around 2,800 feet or so. So you've got quite a ways to go on this road to get down, off the mountain. But this is the edge of the park right here. The other thing that's not real obvious on this map is that right here there's a branch off. The road has a branch. It branches off to the left, and it goes up this way up to Hightop Shelter. So when you get to the fork in the road, just continue on to the right, And you can follow it down to the park boundary, or if you want, you can just keep right on going down to the bottom of the mountain if you want. But I just went to the park boundary and then came back up. There really isn't a whole lot to see here. It's one of the few fire roads in the park that I haven't hiked so far, so I decided to hike it today. And it's ended up being 2.1 miles and 330 feet of ascent. So real easy hike. And the road's in good shape. There is, you'll see in the pictures, there is some weeds growing up in the middle of the road between the tread marks, but it's not real tall, so it's pretty easy to hike on it. And that was a hike for today.